How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneck Shark here with another movie review for you. So let's go right into this review and see what it's all about. So last Friday, I had the chance of seeing an awesome new remake that I was kind of skeptical about going to see. But at the same time, I was like, well, it's got a decent cast, and so why not give it a try? So I went and saw the remake of Flatliners. Now, there was objections out there, and a lot of people were saying, and I've noticed things written, that a lot of people thought this was actually a sequel to the original Flatliners from 1990. No, it's not. This is a completely 100% a remake of the original film. Even though Kiefer Sutherland makes an appearance in the film, and it might be the same name as his character maybe in the actual original film, in the actual credits, he is named completely something different than what his character was in the original. So, without that speculation, it is actually 100% a remake. So this is a remake of the same movie, just with a little bit of different twists and turns that are put into it. This film was directed by Niels Arden Oplev. Now, he is a Swedish director, and he's actually done a lot of foreign films. Most noticeably, one of the films that he's actually directed that some people might recognize is actually the 2009 Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, starring Noomi Rapace. And that actually has been over here in America for quite a few years, and of course in its, native Swedish language, but has English subtitles where you can do the English audio track. It's actually a pretty decent movie, and it really showed his, directing talents. And he is a decent director, and that movie really showed that. He also directed another awesome film, and that is the Colin Farrell film, Dead Man Down, which was actually a pretty decent film, too. I was really actually very... I thought it was a very decent film, and it was not that bad. I thought it was interesting, it had a good cast, and once again, it showed that Niels has a decent directing chops, and that he knows how to direct a movie. Now, he directed this remake pretty well. Even though the critics have panned this movie, like it's only 2% critics like the film on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and it was 0% for like the first couple weeks it was out, it still wasn't a bad remake. I feel that there was a lot of things that they could have done different with it. I feel that they completely went in a different direction this time with the remake, and that's probably why a lot of the critics didn't care too much for it. But he still did an all-around good job, and I thought he really brought a new, different element to this remake and gave it an interesting flair. Now, this movie has a decent ensemble cast, and the ensemble cast in this movie is just an interesting variety of different, actors and actresses. Now, this has an awesome, like I said, ensemble cast. Now, the movie starts off with the awesome actress, Miss Ellen Page. Now, over the years, I've seen her in different types of movies, and I feel that she's pretty much the same in every single movie I've seen her in, unfortunately. She's an okay actress, but I don't feel she's really as good as everyone thinks she is. But she is in this movie, and you might notice her from a few other excellent movies that she happened to be in, such as the great 2007 film Juno, which was a really good movie. Michael Cera was in it. It was directed by Jason Reitman. Just a really well-done film. It wasn't just her performance in the film, I feel, that made Juno so good. It was definitely everyone else that was involved. Michael Cera, Jennifer Garner, Jason Bateman. I mean, it was just an all-around good film. And that was kind of like the first film I saw her in, so I was kind of like, okay, she's not bad, she's decent. And then I saw her in another film, and I was like, oh, she's not bad. But seeing her in this one, I was kind of like, seems like the same damn character. I was like, come on, Ellen. Change it up a little bit, girlfriend. Anyways, she was also in another awesome film, was Drew Barrymore's directorial debut in Whip It, which was a really awesome film. I thought that movie was so awesome. It had, a huge awesome cast that were just all so awesome in it. Had to do with roller derby and, these teams and stuff, almost kind of like a sports movie a little bit, but it was just so awesome. It was just so well done, and Drew did a great job of directing it, especially if it being her first directing, debut too. It was really good. But Ellen Page's character in the film was quite interesting. It was definitely different from Kiefer Sutherland's character of the same, like, supposed character in the original. And they took it completely different directions with her and what happened versus what the original did. And so that kind of made the remake a little different in a way. And also, in this one too, you have completely... in this one, you have completely different guiding lights, basically, or directions that the film goes in with these characters. So it really is like a whole new movie in its own. But Ellen Page wasn't bad in it. I didn't think she was horrible, but at the same time, I don't think it was any different than any of her other roles. Now, we also have in the movie the beautiful, the gorgeous Miss Nina Dobrev. Now, Nina Dobrev is just, I think, super hilarious. She should do a lot more comedy films, I feel. And I just think she's hilarious. But at the same time, I think she's a good actress, too. I feel she's a lot better than Ellen Page. And I feel that she brought a lot of great flavor and a lot of great chemistry to the film. And that she was a great addition to the film. You might recognize her from such awesome films as the horror campy comedy film, The Final Girls, starring the awesome Andy Devine, which was a super awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Such worth a watch. So stinking good. She also was another awesome film that came out this year with the awesome Vin Diesel, and that is Triple X Return of Xander Cage as well. And she was super funny in that. Oh my goodness. Her character as this, like, nerdy scientist chick was just so stinking hilarious. I think every time she said something, I started laughing because I thought it was just so stinking funny and totally different than pretty much a lot of her other roles. Because she usually plays, like, the snob type of girl, the pretty girl, or the one that's like, I'm better than everyone. So it's like, it was nice seeing her in a different type of capacity and role. And so that was really what made that role so much fun in that film. But like I said, Nina Dobrev was really awesome in this film. She had some great, like, one-liners. She was just really funny. She had great chemistry in the film. I thought she brought, like I said, a lot of great creativity to the film, to the character, and, gave us a whole other different light. Because if you remember in the original, there's actually 3 guys and only 1 girl. Whereas in this one, they decided to do 3 girls and 2 guys. So it was kind of a little different, So, I mean, they changed it up by bringing a few more females compared to the original one. So that was nice and fresh. We also have in the film another awesome actor, Mr. Diego Luna. Now, Diego Luna has been in lots of great movies. He's a great actor. I always enjoy him in every film I've seen him in. His accent is amazing. It's fun to listen to whenever he talks, and he's a great actor. He's fun to watch, and he always plays well off of everyone that he works with. Now, you might recognize him in such films as the awesome Star Wars, separate from the original saga and Star Wars film series, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. He was in that film, and he was really awesome, and I really enjoyed him in it. I thought his character was really awesome in that. But you also might have recognized him from another awesome film that actually was just amazing film. That was just stupendous. Is The Terminal with Tom Hanks from 2004, which was a really fun film. And his part is not very big in the film, but at the same time, it was very interesting and fun, and it was fun to see him interact with Tom Hanks' character in the film. It was just really fun. He always plays really cool characters. So, but in Flatliners, he was really awesome. He's kind of like the Oliver Platt character in the original film, where he is kind of the one that doesn't go under, and he's the one that is kind of like the medical knowledge guy and like is there to help bring them back. And it's just an awesome all-around, just great character. And it was really fun to see him in this and him in that capacity. And he brought really good flavor to the film and made the film enjoyable. We also have in the film an awesome cameo by the awesome Kiefer Sutherland. Now, Kiefer Sutherland, you remember in the original as kind of like the main character, which is kind of what the awesome Ellen Page is in this one. She's kind of that same character. So what they did is they kind of switched around, made it a woman, and made her story a little different than like what Kiefer Sutherland's is. But he does make an awesome cameo in the film. He plays this doctor where these kids are the college students at, and he's kind of like their professor and teaching them how to be doctors and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool to see him in it, from the original one, just to kind of give the film a little flavor of the original one. Now, we also have in the film the beautiful and gorgeous Miss Kiersey Clemons. Now, she hasn't been around very long and hasn't been in a super ton of movies, but she was really fun to watch in this. She plays kind of like that good girl, bad girl at the same time kind of vibe, but also she's like very innocent looking, and so that was what fun about her in this film. She really brought a lot of like passion to the role and brought that kind of innocent girl vibe to the film. Now, you might also recognize her from such awesome films as Neighbors 2 with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. She plays one of the sorority girls that's with Chloe Grace Moretz in The House Next Door. She was also in another film, a drama film from, I believe, last year or the beginning of this year called The Only Living Boy in New York. I haven't seen that one, but I heard it's really interesting and good. And she plays an interesting role in the film, I heard. And so that's another one that a lot of people have recognized her from because she does play a big, integral part of that film. But like I said, her character was just really awesome in this film. It was nice to see them bring a little ethnicity variety to the film. Because the original one was like so much just normal, white American people versus where this one they brought a little, ethnic culture to it, bringing in Kiersey Clemons, who's, African American. You have Diego Luna, who's, Latino, which was so kind of cool. So that was a nice variety to the film, and I really enjoyed that. Also have in the film, Mr. James Norton. Now, James Norton hasn't really done a lot of films over here in America, but he has done a lot of, like, mini-series and stuff like that on the BBC over in England, because that's where his native land is. But a couple of films that he's actually been in that you might have seen is the awesome Timothy Spall movie, Mr. Turner, which is based on the artist and painter Mr. Turner. He was also in another film that was really awesome that stars Chris Hemsworth and is a autobiographical film and directed by Ron Howard called Rush, which was a really good movie. That movie is amazing. I was really impressed with it. It was really good, very accurate, just really well done by Ron Howard, who I think is one of the best directors around. And that movie was really awesome, and the awesome James Norton was in it and had a nice kind of brief part in it that made the whole film very, very good and cohesive. But James Norton was pretty awesome in the film, I thought. He was really interesting. His character was very different. It was kind of a mixture of Kevin Bacon's character and William Baldwin's character in the original one. He had a little flair of Kiefer Sutherland in him too. So he was kind of like a mixture of several characters from the original one. And that was kind of fun. But he played really well in the film, and I really enjoyed him. Thought he was very comical and just did a really good job and brought, great chemistry and made the film fun. So if you haven't seen Flatliners, what the premise of the film basically is these 5 to 4 college students basically want to see what happens to the brain after you die. And so they one by one decide to take the opportunity to kill themselves, videograph with this, brain machine, basically what the brain does after supposedly you die or you flatline, and basically then bring themselves back and then study the research to see, is there really a hereafter, is there really life after death, etc. type of thing. And so basically what ends up happening is they start doing this, but then they start having side effects. And basically the rest of the movie is about them dealing with those side effects and really what this life and death thing that they're doing is really helping them to achieve a new light on their life or to fix things that they have wronged in their past, basically. So, I mean, it's an interesting concept. It's very different. Makes a great thriller type of slash horror type of film. But this remake of Flatliners was definitely decent. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was awful. Definitely something I'd probably going to add to my collection once it comes out. Just for the fact that I think it's still fun and enjoyable, and I would watch it again. So I give this one 6 Golden Movie Boxes up on this one. It's definitely worth watching. I definitely check it out, people. It's pretty fun. So that's it for this movie review, folks. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, Please subscribe if you haven't already, and also hit that bell notification button so you don't miss one of my awesome videos. And also, keep your eyes out for any old or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. As always, check that link down below, people. Check out the awesome, the amazing horror pack. Especially now that it's October, what is the best month to get horror movies in? And that's October, because of 31 days of Halloween. But horror pack is an awesome monthly subscription that comes right to your door. It's either 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays for an awesome low price. And also, you also get awesome limited editions in different types of packs as well, where they're exclusively to horror pack and not available anywhere else. And also, if you hit that link down below, I'll make sure you get a discount on your first month if you decide to sign up. So, what are you waiting for? Check it out. And as always, please leave comments down below. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, or if you have an idea for a video that you'd like to see reviewed, or if you have an idea of just any other type of video you'd like to see. And as always, catch you next one.